Justice League has been seen by the press, and Warner Brothers has lifted the social media embargo. This gives us our best picture yet of what to expect from this movie. Let's talk about it. What is up, YouTube? It's Josh. This is the Den of Nerds. If you love comic book movies, you're definitely going to want to subscribe to this channel. We do all sorts of content when it comes to those types of movies. Oh, and shout out to Chase-ing Rob, who got the nerd card question correct in my last Justice League video. You definitely know your stuff when it comes to the Justice League, so shout out to you. There will be another nerd card question at the end of this video. All right, guys, we got to talk about this. They have officially lifted the social media embargo for the Justice League film. A lot of the press went and saw the movie, and basically, based upon what they call like outro surveying, where basically the studio will ask all of the journalists what they thought after they watched the movie, they have lifted the embargo, the social media embargo. So this happened with Wonder Woman as well, okay? People coming out of Wonder Woman were saying, hey, look, I really liked the film. I'm going to give it a good review. I really liked it, blah, blah, blah. And so Warner Brothers decided to lift the social media embargo a little bit early. So this is a good sign for Justice League, just them lifting the embargo in general. And I don't actually think they're not as proud per se as they were for Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is a special kind of movie, just really, really great film in my opinion. And if we, we're going to get into what was said on Twitter and different, social media about Justice League, and it's not as good as what was said about Wonder Woman, but I still think it's a great sign that Warner Brothers lifted the social media embargo. Now, plainly, guys, I'm putting up some of the tweets right here, right now. You should go check these out for yourself on Twitter. If you're interested, just search Justice League on Twitter, and it'll bring up all of these on there, and you can just read through them. But essentially what's happening here is, so nobody's really saying that this is like the best movie of all time, but nobody's really saying it's the worst movie of all time either. In fact, several people say directly, this is better than Batman v Superman, and it's better than Suicide Squad. That's great news. And by the way, guys, look, if you're one of those people that really likes Batman v Superman and really likes Suicide Squad, this is still good news, because this just means Justice League will probably be better than those two movies. So even if you like them, that's good news. But if you're in the crowd that did not like Justice League, or rather Batman v Superman, and that did not like Suicide Squad, the press is basically letting you know, don't worry, Justice League is better. You're going to enjoy that way more. And overall, the vibes I get from what was said from a lot of different people are that there are problems with the film. It is not a perfect film, but it is very fun and just a really great experience with one of the best action sequences ever put in a superhero movie. That's what somebody said online. So I'm saying that battle at the end is probably going to be pretty dang epic. And there's also post-credit scenes, so when you go see the movie, make sure you stay to the end. I've heard they're really, really cool, but that's all I want to really say. And, one of the things that was focused on in these comments from a lot of different journalists were that the plot might be a little contrived, the villain might be a little weak, but the heroes, their character moments and their chemistry together is actually really, really good and really well done and on point. So that's really exciting to me. If I had to choose one, if it was going to be either the characters or the plot, I would definitely pick the characters, especially when it comes to comic book films. I mean, comic book films and comic book stories in general, they can be a little contrived. I mean, there's a lot of familiar tropes that go on. I mean, they're beating the bad guys. Stan Lee famously said one of the best ways to write superheroes is you put them in a situation where it feels impossible for them to triumph, and yet somehow you kind of know that they will triumph because they're the heroes after all. But that is a formula for a good superhero story. Like, holy cow, how are they going to get out of this? And then you kind of know that they are. But I think that's what we're going to get with Justice League. So if I had to pick, I would pick character moments over plot. So I'm kind of excited when I hear that. I want the Justice League to interact well. I want the film to be about the characters. Love the Wonder Woman character. Love Ben Affleck's Batman. And I love Henry Cavill's Superman, even though, he It won't be in the film until maybe later. It's still going to be interesting to see how he interacts with the rest of the league. I'm super duper hoping we get a shot with them around a table or something. The league actually assembled for reals at the end of the picture. I think that would be really, really great. And you know what else too? People are saying that different characters steal the show. Some people are saying Ezra Miller's Flash really steals the show. Some people are saying Wonder Woman's the best part, duh. But some people are saying Jason Momoa steals the show. That's really good to hear. They're gonna have so many, different flavors for people to latch onto, and a lot of stuff that people are gonna really enjoy from the characters, which is really, really great. Super excited to see that. People have said online that it really feels like a Zack Snyder film, looks like a Zack Snyder film, but just has some flavor, some Joss Whedon-esque flavor, with like some dialogue, some character moments and things like that. That's what I've kind of been preaching since the beginning. That's kind of what I thought we were gonna get. Zack Snyder, you really can't touch his shit when it comes to visuals. He's just an incredible visionary. What he puts on the screen is just beautiful all the time. And so I'm glad that that part of the DNA is kept intact. And I think Joss just came in, did punch-ups, sort of put some, more character scenes in here and there, sprinkled in a little extra dialogue, made some cuts. And so there will be Joss Whedon-esque things, but people say that it really feels like a congruent film. It doesn't feel disjointed, which was one of the things that we were kind of worried about. So that is pretty cool, man. Overall, guys, this gives me very good vibes for the Justice League. I don't need a great film. I've said this over and over again as I've done videos and videos after another trying to talk about the Justice League with you guys. I don't need the film to be great. I just need it to be good. And I think that is the consensus that we're getting here. I can let all of the contrivances fall away from, my beliefs. I can suspend all my disbelief. I can go in with an open mind, and I think I'm going to be incredibly entertained and really, really like what Justice League has to offer. So that's the news, guys. And by the way, last thing I want to mention, if you go see Justice League and you really, really like it, you need to support it by getting other people to see the movie, but you also need to maybe check out some merchandise or do something, get people to know that you really like the characters, tweet at Warner Brothers, tweet at the actors. The world needs to know that we want the shared universe to continue. We want these characters to keep showing up in films. If indeed that is the case after you watch the movie, you need to let people know, because Warner Brothers is in a weird spot where they're considering sort of letting the continuity go. They're doing all these other movies. They're playing it fast and loose. Flashpoint might reset a lot of things. So look, go check out Justice League and then put some support behind it if you think the DC Extended Universe deserves that support, because that's the only way that it's going to get the continuation of these films with these characters. I'll do my part. If the movie's great, I'll break it down. I'll do a great reveal. I'll do videos and content about little aspects of it that I liked. And if you guys like that, maybe subscribe to the channel and help me out here. But we need to help the DC Extended Universe out. If Justice League is a step in the right direction, then we got to let them know that we really, really like it, okay? All right, let's check that nerd card really quickly. I want to know, who are Wonder Woman's parents in the DC Extended Universe? This was, of course, revealed in her solo movie, but I want to know, who are Wonder Woman's parents in the DCEU? Answer that question in the comment section below. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and nerdy day. See ya!